The reasons are twofold. I mean, one is that most trading posts set up to trade with one or two native groups, and here we have 8 native groups local, right? So we have Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara, Cree, Crow, Blackfeet. So it's like building a Walmart in the wilderness in a town that has a lot of people but no store. I think the other thing that makes this place extremely unique is the fact that this is one of those rare requested trading posts, where usually when everyone's talking colonization and Europeans come and plop a store down in a native land, here we have one that's unique in the fact that it was the local Assiniboine who approached America's first multimillionaire, John Jacob Astor, and said, hey, could you build a store right here for us? We'd love you to come here. Which really goes against a lot of things that people always talk about with the fur trade. That, I mean, natives here knew that a linen shirt from Ireland or India cotton is going to be cooler than a buffalo hide. These natives knew that. You know, they knew that a German or American-made iron axe is going to chop wood 8 times quicker than a stone axe. So I think having an area that has lots of natives and an area that is requested means you're not going to have that aggression. They want us here. They're not going to attack us, and we're not going to attack them because we don't want to lose our customers. And I think those are the two things that really makes unions stand out.
So it was a union.
Yeah. You know, what happened was when, Astor gets into everything, that's how he makes his millions, but he notices the British fur companies in Canada coming down into Michigan and Minnesota and stuff from Canada. So the government kicks them back up into Canada, and Astor goes there and starts his Northern American Fur Company division. Well, then they noticed the Canadian companies like Hudson Bay and Northwest in the 1790s and stuff coming into the Pacific Northwest in Washington and Oregon. So once again, Astor goes around there and builds trading posts. This was the third wave. You know, a lot of people don't realize that the Great Lakes and the Pacific Northwest were known before this place was known. This isn't known until Lewis and Clark come through. So when Lewis and Clark comes through here, that opens this area up. And the theory, and no one knows for sure why they called this place Fort Union, but the theory is that Astor calls it Fort Union because it unified his control of the fur trade, which he already had in the Pacific Northwest for a while, and in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. This little one in the middle unified it. That he had the entire fur trade of the North.
Wow, so he monopolized it.
Oh, sure, yeah. By the time he came here, he had enough money made in the fur trade that there was already very small little independent fur companies here, like Bob and Joe's Fur Trading Post. And he was well enough established by then, he just came up here and bought them out. So it turned into literally like Walmart coming in and destroying a small town business.
Right. And wasn't John Jacob Astor on the Titanic?
That was his grandson-in-law,
Okay.
That would be his great grandson.
I recalled that name and one of the richest men on the ship
and that's where
that went
his money
down.
came from.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it was either grandson or great-grandson. Would have been, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.